Hi guys, so I'm Samanvitha and I'm gonna explain you about the Constitution of the India. So, we know in a democracy, people are free to choose the government. But, do you think they are free to do whatever they like? There are certain basic rules that the citizens and government have to follow. All the rules together are called Constitution. There are some certain basic rules that citizens have to follow. Not only citizens, even government has to follow. All such rules together are called Constitution. Like I'll be telling you an example of rules. Like some traffic rules. You know about the traffic rules. So, example. As the supreme law of the country, the Constitution determines the right of citizens. So determines is nothing but nature. So supreme law tells us right nature or bad nature and everything. It determines, right? So nature means it tells rights of citizens. The nature is the right of citizens. The powers of the government was drawn up under very difficult circumstances. The making of constitution was not an easy affair. Yeah, it's like a huge country and a diverse country. How do you think it's an easy? No, it wasn't not an easy affair. So, the making of constitution was huge and diverse country like India was not an easy affair. Yeah. At that time, the people of India were emerging from their status of subject to that of citizens. Like, um, like subjects means I'll be telling you. They are emerging themselves. They're changing from bad to good. They're like changing everything of their things. So, the country was grown through a partition on the basis of religious differences. You know what are religions like Buddhism, Jainism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam. So they're like different kinds of religion. So our country was brought to a partition on the basis of religious differences. This is a traumatic experience for the people of India and Pakistan. Traumatic means nothing but deeply disturbing or distressing. It's right here. Here. Traumatic, deeply disturbing or distressing. I guess you have to, and you have to analyze this line here. If it goes, 1 second. Yeah. From here, there are certain basic rules to constitution. You have to underline that one, and you have to keep star mark for this. And then, traumatic is really deeply disturbing and distressing. So what happened? With the Kargil war, and like almost so much disturbances happened, and even bloodshed and everything. So it's really a deeply disturbing and distressing thing. So let's go with the Constituent Assembly. Our Constitution was framed up by an assembly of elected representatives called Constituent Assembly. You know what are representatives? Nothing but who take care of the assembly. Our Constitution was framed up by an assembly. So the persons who are elected representatives means the persons who take care of the assembly are called Constituent Assembly. It was elected according to the Cabinet Mission Proposal of May 16, 1940. You have to remember this date. It's really important. Dates are the most important thing in the whole thing. And then next we have to go with a new word and then the underlined point. So first reference we have to keep for date. So please underline this one. Our constitution was framed up by an assembly of elected representatives for constituent assembly. It was elected according to the cabinet mission proposal of May 1946. May days are the important one. You have to remember this. Dates are the important one. Okay. Then its composition. Like composition is nothing but in it. What's in it? So there were 389 members, and the strength of the Constituent Assembly got reduced to 308 members. after the partition. Example like so. See now example in our school, 12 members are elected for captainship, and then the teachers and the principals classified into 10 students. The rest two students, by their thing, the place, and the sports, where they think everything and selected only to 10 members. And the rest of the 12 members, they partition, like they divided. So let's take out the other two members. Like that, from 389 members, they have partitioned to 308 members. So, it was India's good fortune that when it emerged as an independent country, it had the benefit of galaxy of, so let me turn the page, yeah, galaxy of outstanding leaders right here. I think you can see it right here. One second. Here, outstanding leaders from here. So, we have outstanding leaders. Then, some of these leaders who were elected to the Constituent Assembly were fully conscious about the enormity of the task. Enormity means nothing but like extend the work further. Like when we are not really interested, we like extend the work. We'll be telling them next class day after tomorrow is the class, so let me do it tomorrow. So day after tomorrow, tomorrow will be saying that tomorrow is the class, let's do it tomorrow. Like that will be extending the work. So extending the work, laziness and all comes under enormity. So some of the leaders who were elected to the constituencies are fully conscious about the enormity. So they are fully conscious of all those things or the task before them. The far-sightedness and visionary statement found expression in the Constitution. They found expression means they found the success of the thing. So they have found the success in that, and then which is the supreme law of the land. Even Supreme Law declared that it's good, and they found success in that. Great men and women from different communities were entrusted with the momentous task of the drafting the Constitution. Drafting the Constitution means just making a Constitution, and momentous means nothing but outstanding significance. I'll be telling you once again. Yes, outstanding significance. Outstanding significance. I think you can see. So this box is important. Let's keep this down. So women means great men and women from different communities. They were entrusted. They were trusted with the momentous task. Like they were trusted with outstanding significance. So they were trusted. Significant means output. They were entrusted with good output. Like not good, outstanding output. So were entrusted with outstanding output. So, outstanding output task of drafting the Constitution, of making the Constitution, they expected the outstanding output. Anyone will expect the same, right? So, like this, they have expected, and it came to. They came to the Constituent Assembly from all parts of the country, making it a miniature India. Miniature means nothing but a small picture on a reduced scale. So, it's right here. You have to underline it. Small picture on a reduced scale. I think you can see it. Miniature, a small picture on reduced. I told you to keep it as 2 star mark. Remember it? So they came all parts of India. I mean our country, India. So they came from all parts of India and making it as a miniature India. So they thought it was a miniature India, making it like came all over. That means they did not make the India into a miniature. They thought like it's a miniature India, like they thought in the same. So then, here, the Constituent Assembly had members belonging to different communities and religions of India. So the Constituent Assembly had members belonging to different communities. Like community, so in our country, in a pledge you say. all citizens of India are my brothers and sisters, right? So every citizen of India are equal under the law. So they don't have inequalities between the citizens of India. It doesn't matter which food, other communities, this community. So the Constituent Assembly has members belonging to different communities and different religions of India. It also had members representing different political parties. Not only one political party, they are representing more political parties, many political parties. I'll show you it. So here I think you can see. Yeah. See, it also had representing different political parties. So it had many members representing different political parties like Jawaharlal Nehru, Rajendra Prasad, Sardar Patel, Maulana Abdul Kalam, Azad, Shyam Prasad Mukherjee, Sardar Baldev Singh, etc. So there were not only some, there still more there, but these were the important leaders who guided the discussion in the assembly. So guided the discussion of assembly means nothing but in the discussion of constitution making, there were the important members. So see, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the President of the Constituent Assembly, signing the Constitution. So, President of Constituent Assembly. So, Dr. Rajendra Prasad is the by this, what do you understand? Dr. Rajendra Prasad is the President of Constituent Assembly. You have to remember this point. Okay? Signing the Constitution. He signed. Were more than from here, there were more than 30 members from scheduled caste as well. Scheduled caste means nothing but we say that tribes, like those people who study well but don't have money. Government stretches the hands for the food. So there were more than 30 members from scheduled caste as well in this Constituent Assembly. Anglo-Indian community was represented by Frank Anthony, while Paris was represented by H.P. Modi. So, Anglo-Indian community and Paris community were also different types of communities. So, we have to remember this one, also underline this one also. So, were more than 30 members from scheduled caste as well. Anglo-Indian community was represented by Frank Anthony, while Paris was represented by H.P. Modi. I guess you are underlining and understanding my explanation. So, please underline that. So, Constitution experts like Aladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, B.R. Ambedkar, which means Bhimrao Ambedkar, K.M. Munshi were also members of Assembly. Sarojini Naidu and Vijayalakshmi Pandit were important members, women members. You have to underline this whole para, it's really important one. So from here to here, this para I guess you have to read it because it's important. And please do reading practice. This whole para you have to underline it. It's important. Yeah, I keep it pretty sharp. So you have to underline it. Let's go to another page here. I think you can read it here, right? This one I've zoomed it and I've stopped it here. The Constituent Assembly of India was set up as a result of negotiations between the Indian leaders and members of British cabinet mission. So, like the Constituent Assembly of India. So, negotiations means nothing but discussion aimed at reaching an agreement. Means it's nothing but doing agreement or discussion with the thing. So they had a agreement with British cabinet mission. The Constituent Assembly was elected by the members of Provincial Legislative Assembly. So it was elected indirectly by members of Provincial Legislative Assembly. I told you in before page, right? Like I'll show you one thing. Here I told you it was elected by cabinet mission proposal, right? According to the, so they will be judging the rules, and then provincial legislative assembly will elect. Okay, a cabinet mission proposal will tell the rules and everything and take care, and provincial legislative assembly will elect the members. Okay, so let's come to page okay, next page. So I'll zoom it for you. The Constituent Assembly started its work on 9th December 1946 with Dr. Sachidananda as its interim president. 2 days later, on 11th December 1946, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the president of Constituent Assembly. So, Constituent Assembly started its work on 9th December. So, it started its whole work on 9th December 1946. I tell you dates are important, so you have to underline. I have underlined with pencil. I think you can say it. Please underline. 9th December 1946 with Dr. Sachidanand as its interim president. So, it started its thing with its interim president. Interim president means nothing but temporary president, right? Means the temporary president. 2 days later, on 11th December 1946, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the president of Constituent Assembly. So, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the president of the Constituent Assembly after 2 days. So, 9th December, interim president Sachidananda has started its work. On 9th December 1946, Constituent Assembly started its work, and Dr. Sachidananda as its interim president entered. 2 days later, that means 11th December 1946, Rajendra Prasad was elected as president of Constituent Assembly. Remember that point. And then, the Constituent Assembly appointed 14 committees and 4 subcommittees to examine different aspects. Of these committees, the most important was Drafting Committee, appointed on 29th August 1947. This committee was headed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, which means Bhimrao Ambedkar, who was its chairman. So, there were 14 committees and 4 subcommittees to examine different aspects of the Constituent Assembly. Of these committees, the most important was Drafting Committee. So there were 14 subcommittees and 4 committees. 14 committees and 4 subcommittees. In that, Drafting Committee is the important one. And Bhimrao Ambedkar, who was its chairman. The Drafting Committee chairman was Bhimrao Ambedkar. This committee has headed by Bhimrao Ambedkar. So it was appointed on 29th August 1947. So it's really important. So you have to underline this one. So you have to underline this one. So you have to underline this point. I've underlined with pencil. I think you can see it. So I guess the whole para is important. So you have to underline it. Please underline. So the passage of the Constitution. Each article of draft constitution was discussed and fully debated in the Constituent Assembly. So each article of draft constitution was discussed and fully debated in the Constituent Assembly. Draft means nothing but a preliminary vision of a legal document. Remember, you have to even read the new words. So draft constitution. And discussed, fully debated, makes it fully stand and in the Constituent Assembly. The Constitution was adopted and enacted on 26 November 1949, when it is received as assent of President of the Constituent Assembly, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and other members. It was enforced on 26 November 1940. So, the Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949. It completed its work on 26 November and it adopted to when it is received to assent of the President of Constituent Assembly. You know who is the President of Constituent Assembly? It's Dr. Rajendra Prasad. So it was adopted by the president because president is the head of the nation. So you have to remember that word. So it was received and adopted to the Constituent Assembly, Dr. Rajendra Prasad and other members. It was enforced on 26th January 1950. It was enforced means nothing but it was given to the citizens of India on 26th January 1950. I guess you have understood. The most and important and part of the Constitution was, and the starting of the Constitution was our preamble. The preamble contains the ideas and basic principles of India Constitution. So it contains all the basic principles of the preamble, principle of Constitution. So it has like basic principle and it contains all the ideas of Indian Constitution. The preamble is not part of Constitution, but it has been described as key to the Constitution. You have to remember this one. It is not a part of Constitution, but it is described as key of Constitution. Like if we want to enter a room, we need a key. Like this. When we want to enter Constitution, we need the key. It's preamble. So it is not enforceable by the court of law. Enforceable means of a law, rule, or an obligation able to enforce that it must be complied with. Okay, that means it is not a rule or a obligation by the court of law. Understood? And I forgot to tell you one thing, and please underline this point. That's it. Draft Constitution was discussed and fully debated by Constituent Assembly, adopted and interacted. Actually, you always read all this content. From here, you have to write it. The Constitution was adopted and enacted on 26 November 1949 when it is received and sent to the President of Constituent Assembly, Dr. Rajendra Prasad and other members. It was enforced on 26 January 1950. This is a really important point. Please underline it. I hope you've underlined it, so I'm erasing it. Yeah. So now, I told you, it's not a part of the Constitution, but it's described as a key of Constitution. Preamble. So let's go to this one. Preamble serves as a guiding light for the Constitution. So when we want to enter a dark room, we need light like that, like a torch. So it's like that, guiding light for the Constitution. All the values that inspire and guide the freedom struggle are embedded in the preamble. So all the struggles of freedom fighters and respect, the freedom we get, the enjoyment, everything is it was like packed and kept fully in the preamble. All the things. So that's what it means. Embedded in the preamble. Embedded means. Before reading about the silent features of Constitution, it is necessary to know about the preamble, which remained unchanged till 1976. In 1976, the words socialist, secular, unity, and integrity of the nation were added. You need to underline this point. It's really, really important. So I'm underlining this point, so please underline it. Yeah. So now I'm erasing it. So now, as you read about the different features, you will know how preamble has reflected in the Constitution. So you'll be understanding the thing if you read the preamble and its functions and what's the meaning of that, then you will know how it's been reflected to the Constitution. Yeah, basic features of the Constitution. So Indian Constitution is unique. It is the healthy synthesis of world's best. So it is the healthy synthesis. Indian Constitution is really unique. Yeah, I trust me, it's really unique. You have to understand that. And a note for you. In December 1929, under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Lahore Congress formalized. The demand of Purna Swaraj or complete independence for India, it was required that 26 January 1930 would be celebrated as Independence Day, when people were to take a pledge to struggle for complete independence. Means, we think, right, why is it only celebrated on 26 January? Why can't it be celebrated any other day? Why? Because the Lahore Congress formalized, and at the same time, here, did you remember? See here, on 26th November 1949 only, it's like 26th January only, so the date is 26. And at the time only, this Lahore Congress formalized, so everything comes under 26, 26, so at the time, we think it is better, so they want or complete independence for India. So let's go to the next page. So let's start. Let's read the preamble of our Constitution very carefully and understand the meaning of each of its key words. The preamble of Constitution reads like a poem on democracy. It contains the philosophy on which the entire Constitution has been built. Democracy means nothing but a system of government by the whole population or the eligible members of a state, typically to elected representatives. Means, like it's a system for the whole population, it is an eligible members of state and typically to elected representatives. So everyone has a freedom. Meaning of democracy means a system of government by the whole population. So it's a system of government by the whole population, or eligible members of state, typically through elected representatives. I guess this is the easiest one. The system of government by the whole population. So it's a system of government for the whole population. It's a system. Democracy means nothing but. So, it contains the philosophy on which the entire Constitution has been built. It provides a standard to examine and evaluate any law and action of government, to find out whether it's good or bad. It's the soul of the Indian Constitution. So, it's the soul of Indian Constitution. So, let's start. Read with me. 1, 2, 3, start. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, selfless, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and the integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do humbly adopt, interact, and give ourselves this Constitution. It was in our Constituent Assembly, this was like written by the whole Constituent Assembly, and so it was written by government. It means they promise us that they humbly adopt and interact and they follow all these rules and ourselves give the Constitution. And that is really important point, and that one also you have to underline. So let's do it. So you can even just remember only this date, 26th day of November 1939. So let's describe about the name. We, the people of India, you know what is the name? Like we have been drawn up and elected the people, representatives, and not handed to them a king or any outside powers. So they won't hand over us to any outside powers, like not any other foreign countries, or hand over us to kings and all. Sovereign. People have supreme right to make decisions on internal as well as external matters. No external matter can dictate the government of India. So we can make our own methods, and we can even do whatever we want for India. Like we can help India, we can not help India. That's all. We have to help India and external powers and everything. What we want we can do. No external power can stop us. Like we can go to any foreign country. It's our wish. No external power can stop. So no foreigner can stop the India to go. So that's the thing. And one more. Thirdly, wealth is generally social and should be shared equally by the society. Means the money we have to share it for poor, and it should be shared, and we should only not hide it and not use it like that. No, we have to share the whole wealth what we have to share it for everyone, and we should social in our economic inequality should be avoided, and it is avoided. uh, Secular citizens have to follow complete freedom to follow any religion, but there is no official religion. So there is no one religion, but they can follow what religion they want. So government treats all religion beliefs and practices with equal respect. Means it allows anyone that they can practice their own equal religion. There is no religion you have to only follow Islam, you have to only follow Hinduism, you have to only follow Christianity. So if you want to follow anything, you can follow. It's like that. Democracy. A form of government where people enjoy equal political rights, elect their rules, and hold them accountable. The government is run according to some basic rules. So they can enjoy the political rights. So they can elect their rulers. So we have the right to elect our rulers. So like that. And government is run according to some basics. Like we have to not elect 2 times like that. Some basics. Republic. The head of the state is an elected person, not a hereditary position. So the head of the state is an elected person, not a hereditary position. So the head of the state, it's a governor is the head of the state, and it can or CM. So chief minister. So it is the head of the state, but not any other person. Like if we elect one person, other person cannot be the chief minister. Justice. Citizens cannot be discriminated on the grounds of caste, religion, and gender. Social inequalities have to be reduced. Government should work for the welfare of all, especially disadvantaged groups. Citizens should not be discriminated anywhere, like in grounds of caste, religion, or gender. See, like you are a female and you should not work in software. You should not tell like that, and it should not be like inequality shouldn't be between religion and gender and caste. Then it should be reduced, and government should work for welfare of the all, especially for disadvantaged. We know government stretch hands for the poor, so we it should be justice for everyone. So we want them to up like that. Liberty. It's actually derived from a French word. French is derived from French. This is derived from French, and even equality is derived from French, and even fraternity also derived from French. Actually, I sound right. Fraternity is also derived from French. So can you this one? So liberty, equality, and fraternity are from French. So there are no unreasonable restrictions on the citizens in what they think, how they wish to express their thoughts, and the way they wish to follow their thoughts in action. So if we think we wanted to be a scientist, example, a scientist, and there are no restrictions to be a scientist. We can study as how we think, and we can express our thoughts in work, and how they wish to follow the thoughts in action they can follow. There are no restrictions, but some rules must be followed, even though the government tells, so some rules must be followed. So, equality. All are equal before the law. The traditional social inequalities have been to be ended. The government should ensure equal opportunity for all. So all equal before the law. All are equal before the law. Traditional social inequalities have to be ended. So this tradition I don't like, but you shouldn't be the traditional inequalities and should be ended. The government should ensure equal opportunity for all. See, like our class teacher gives equal opportunity for all to reach textbook, and she gives equal opportunity for all to participate in running race. So, like that, the government also should give equal opportunity for all. So, when we wanted to go to the politics, we can go. There's nothing to stop us. So, like that. Fraternity. All of us should behave as we are the family members of the same family. So, in pledge we'll be saying, all citizens of India are my brothers and sisters. So no one should treat a fellow citizen as inferior. So no one should treat us bad. No, I don't like him, so I don't treat him as this. Hey, get out. And you should not call anyone like that. So it's all about fraternity. I'll be telling you in an easy method. I'll be telling you everything. No, it's last. Wait. So, what's the meaning of sovereign? They have supreme rights to do external and internal decisions. Sovereign. Remember this point. They have rights to do external or internal decisions. Remember this. If you understand, it's easy. Don't try to by heart it. Just try to understand it. We have any right to do external or internal decision. Social. Sociality means it's about the social thing and everything. So, wealth should be given to everyone. Remember that one. Means the money should be shared equally to the society. Remember this one. Wealth should be shared equally to the society. Secular. Citizens have complete freedom to follow any religion. Next, democratic. A form of government where people enjoy political rights. We have rights to elect our rulers. Remember this. We have right to enjoy political rights. We have right to enjoy political rights. Democratic. Republic. We have a head of the state and elected person. So head of the state should be an elected person. Remember this. Head of a state should be elected person. Justice. Everybody have to be a justice. Everyone should get a justice. Citizens cannot be discriminated in the grounds of caste, religion, or gender. So no one should be treated like caste, religion, or gender. Liberty. There are no reasonable restrictions on citizens. How I'll be telling you liberty. uh, Liberty means nothing but they can express their own thoughts in how they wish, like they can express thoughts in words or action like that, but it should be good thoughts, that's it. And they can express in their action also. So equality. All are equal before the law. This is the key word of the equality. Remember, all are equal before the law. The traditional social inequalities have to be ended. Okay, all are equal before the law. Fraternity. Remember the pledge word. All citizens of India are my brothers and sisters. So we have to behave as all the Indian citizens or of the same family. So these are the keywords. Please watch part 2 so that I'll be telling you much more easier ways. In until now what I've explained, I'll be telling you in an easier way, like all the dates, how to remember and everything. So please watch part 2.